Artificial intelligence is everywhere today, from chatbots and self-driving cars to automation and smart apps. But have you ever wondered where AI actually started and what it can and cannot do? In this video, we'll break down artificial intelligence from the basics. You'll learn the history of AI, how it evolved over time, the different types of AI, and how it's being used in the real world today. But most importantly, we'll talk about the limitations of AI. So if you're a student, beginner, or someone curious about AI, this video will give you a clear, honest understanding. So let's get started.
About a small history, a very brief history of the artificial intelligence. So if we talk about the early concept of this artificial intelligence, so in 19th century, the Charles Babbage, there was a scientist who is also being called as the father of computing. The Charles Babbage basically designs for mechanical calculating machine led the foundation of programmable computer. Charles Babbage basically created the basic calculating machine. So in 1950, in very precisely, in 1950s, this is where all the things started. Now, after that, after this thing by the Charles Babbage, then in 1956, this artificial intelligence become it basically came into the market. Means for the first time, this term, which is called as artificial intelligence, is being used by the scientist named as John McCarthy. So John McCarthy, Marvin Minsky, and Alan Newell basically used this term in a conference which is named as Dartmouth Conference in 1956, and they basically formally introduced this term to everyone in this particular conference. So this is the proof, this is the poster, as you can see, which is saying that the John McCarthy, Minsky, and other ones are basically showing this artificial intelligence project. And basically for the first use of the term artificial intelligence happened in the 1956 in this Dartmouth conference. Then after that, in 1959, the MIT, for the first time, the MIT established the first lab for the artificial intelligence, and they basically named it as MIT CSAIL, means Computer Science Artificial Intelligence Lab. So in the early program, the first basic programs are being created by MITs to solve the problems, to solve some mathematical problems, to play some games like chess, checkers. You know checkers?
Yeah,
Yeah, checkers, and to perform some symbolic reasoning task. So these are the basic programs in the 1959 are being created, in which the computer are basically involved. The AI is being involved. Then after that, in 1975, for the first time, Stanford University made the experimentation, and they basically use this artificial intelligence. They basically use this artificial intelligence in the medical diagnosis. They basically diagnose the mycine system. They basically developed the mycine system for the recognition of for the diagnosis of multiple number of medical disease. Then in 1997, for the first time, IBM, you must be knowing the company IBM.
yeah.
Yeah. So for the first time, IBM, which is a very huge company, they basically created the first computer who beats the chess champions. Means now they have created in 1997 they have created a complex complex machine that can do critical thinking, that can, because we know that chess is basically the game which needs a lot of intelligence, a lot of IQ and lot of strategies, right? This happened by the IBM. Then Amazon. Then Amazon came up basically with the idea that they basically replaced the humans with the robots. How they basically replace the humans with the robots? They Amazon uses the blog blog created AI to replace the humans. So Amazon basically created that. Then after that, we introduced with Siri. Apple basically uses the NLP. Apple uses the NLP in 2011 and artificial intelligence to introduce a talkable computer, a talkable machine which can talk, which can interact with the people in 2011. Then after, of course, the upgradation is keep going. Then Google basically in 2016 created a powerful AI program which basically plays the games which require a lot of human cognition, a lot of critical thinking. So this is the bit history of the AI. Now let's move to this type of artificial intelligence. Now, the types of artificial intelligence basically classified on the basis of two things. First, on the basis of capabilities. Second, on the basis of functionalities. So, artificial intelligence are based on these two types. One is capabilities, second is functionalities. Now, on the basis of capabilities, if we talk about, then artificial intelligence is of three types. One is narrow AI. What is narrow AI? Narrow AI is also being called as weak AI. This AI is basically designed to perform the specific task or the functions within a limited domain. Means these systems excel in their specialized area but having lack of ability to generalize or to perform the task outside their designated scope. Means they can only perform the task they are built for. They cannot do any other things out of it. So this is what we call a weak AI or narrow AI. And as you can see, the AI is basically assisting us in the single or in a particular task. Example, the virtual personal assistant. If there is a personal assistant, then it can only assist me in that. Image recognition system, it can only recognize the image. It cannot work on the video, it cannot work on audio, etc., etc. Just like that, we are having the recommendation algorithm. So, in simple words, narrow AI or weak AI can only perform the specific task or the function within their limited domain. Then, on the basis of capability, the second type of AI is the general AI, which is GAI. General AI is basically aims to replicate the human level intelligence and possess the ability to understand, learn, and apply the knowledges across the various domains. Mean to say that now now the robots are having the same cognition level as humans. How human can think, how human can do the things, the AI also can do. Means now the AI is possessing the cognition level of humans. So this type of AI can perform any intellectual task that a human being can do. So this is the general AI. Then we are having the super AI. Super AI is also being called as the hypothetical AI. In this particular AI, the AI will going to surpass the human cognition level. The AI will going to increase in such a level that it can do many things which humans cannot do. So means the AI which can surpass the human cognition level, which will going to surpass the human cognition level. So if I'm going to ask which type of AI we are using right now, right now we are using narrow AI. Right now we are using the narrow AI. Right now the AI is not having the same cognition level what a human can have. These are the three types of AI on the basis of capability. Now, on the basis of functionality, we are having four types of AI. So, the first type of AI on the basis of functionality is the reactive machine AI. The reactive machine AI is a very simplest version of AI on the basis of functionality. As the name itself is saying, it is a reactive machine, means it will going to act only when you will going to perform a action. So this based on the current data input and do not possess any memory or having the ability to form the past experience. Means this AI is not having the capability to make the memory. So these system will going to respond to the specific situations or the inputs, but have no concept of the past and future. Example, we are having chess game. If you are playing the chess with the computer, then of course that there is nothing to learn. Whatever note you will going to move, whatever what we call these things through which we play chess. I don't know what we call that. The notes I am using, leave it. So whatever note we will going to move, accordingly it will going to do the reaction. So this is the reactive machine, means it is a action reaction based AI. Then we are having the limited memory AI. Now what is a limited memory AI? Limited memory AI is basically earlier in the reactive machine AI, we were not having the memory, or the AI was not having the ability to make the memories. Now, in the limited memory AI is having the capability to possess a small amount of memory. So now AI system have the ability to retain a limited amount of past data or experiences to make the decisions or the predictions. These systems can refer to historical data to enhance their current functionality. In this, if we take the example, then self-driving cars are basically the example of it, that it keeps the memory on the basis of the user's preferences or on the basis of what experience it is having on a particular route. Then we are having theory of mind AI. The third AI is theory of mind. And this robot, which you can see, this picture you can see, is basically Sophia. She is Sophia. She is the first humanoid. So this is not the part, this is not a movie. This is not a scene of a movie. It is a real robot. So This theory of mind AI is basically the system that can understand and attribute the mental state, the intentions, and the belief to themselves and the others. Means in here, the AI started to understand and interpret the human emotions, desires, and the thoughts. Means in this stage, AI is basically able to, in the theory of mind AI, when the AI will be able to understand the human thoughts, desires, and emotions perfectly. This is what we call theory of mind AI. So of course it is not fully released. It is basically in the practical application. It is basically ongoing. It is the active area of research. Sophia is having the ability, if you are crying in front of Sophia, means you are not making any sound. You are just sitting and your tears are coming out. The Sophia will going to detect it, and Sophia will going to console you. Means the AI is able to understand the human emotion. Then the last, fourth, but not the least, type of AI on the basis of functionality is the self-awareness AI. Now, earlier the AI was aware of that what are the human emotions, what are the human desires, what are the human thoughts. Now, AI will going to become self-aware. AI will going to know their own individuality. Now AI will also going to sense of their individual identity. The AI will be going to start the emotions. They will going to develop the emotion. Means they will going earlier they are understanding the emotions of others. Now they will going to create their own. This is the self-awareness AI. Means they will going to self-aware about their own emotions, perceptions, and their own identity. And we know when the individual will get to know that okay, they also exist, they have their own identity, they then of course they start doing something what they want, right? Like if I take the example, so the example is in like the examples are among us. If we talk about kids, okay, they also exist. They have their own existence. They have their own individuality. They will start arguing with you. They will going to start retaliate on multiple number of decisions which are made by you, right?
Yeah.
So this is the self-awareness AI. So, so in short, on the basis of two things, one is capability and one is functionality, we are having these AI. So on the basis of capability, we are having three types of AI. One is narrow, then general, and then uh, this super AI. And on the basis of functionality, we are having reactive machine AI. We are having the limited memory AI, theory of mind AI, and self-awareness AI. Now, what are the advantages and the disadvantages of the artificial intelligence? Advantages and the limitations. If we talk about the advantages, then of course it will help us to automate the things and it will going to make the things efficient. Decision making means AI help us in making the real time decision that what to do in this situation. Also, it helps in solving the problems which are which will going to take so much of time by humans to perform. So it will going to help in solving the problems. Also, it will going to help in handling the big data, which is not being able to handle uh, by the humans. Also, it helps in personalization and for the better user experiences. So these are the advantages. Now, on the other hand, if we talk about the disadvantages or the limitation, the disadvantages are basically the lack of human-like understanding. Means AI is not having the understanding at the same level what our humans are having. Also, there is ethical and biases concern that that machine basically works on data.
Yeah.
Whatever data I am going to feed in the machine will going to work accordingly, right? If I am going to feed the data to the machine will going to learn from that data, and the machine will going to make the decision on the basis of the data which I have fed into it. Example, if there is a small kid, I want to basically teach a teach a kid. If I am going to teach a kid, then whatever I am going to feed into that kid, the kid will going to learn according to that only, right? So this is basically the biasness concern, that it totally depends the machine, basically the machine totally depends on the data which we are feeding in it. When I'm going to feed the machine with the data, then the machine will going to give the decision in the bias manner,
Yeah.
right? So this is what we call the biasness concern. Now the ethical concern is basically what? Of course, the machine will going to, let's suppose we are using the artificial intelligence in the criminal backgrounding, in the criminal background, or in the criminal profiling, let's suppose. Fine. Now, in this, I am having the data of all the criminals, of all the individuals, and I'm going to feed this data into the machine. Now, this data is basically the personal information of an individual. Do I have a right to handle this personal information of others in an unsecured manner?
No.
So this is the ethical concern, that if the data is of course inside the machine, the machine is basically working on the data. So there is a issue, there is an ethical issue, that who gave you the permission to feed this machine with this data? So ethical issue. Also, the machines, the AI is having a lack of creativity and adaptability. Also, it its reliance on the data quality. As we are talking about that machine totally works on the data, it totally relies on the data. It totally relies on the quality of data. That whatever will going to be the data quality, the machine will going to give me the answer according to that. Fine.
Yeah.
So these are the advantages and the disadvantages of the AI. Okay, these are the core technologies of artificial intelligence, the ML, the machine
Mm-hmm.
learning, then the NLP, the natural language processing, then computer vision, and then robotics, then human computer interaction, deep learning, reinforcement learning, and transfer learning. We will going to talk about it in the upcoming things.